Hello, my name is Tom Wright, and I'm one of the hosts of the exciting TV show called Gaga for Healthy Living. We teach people basic principles of healthy living and help them to live life optimally, body, mind, and spirit. The wellness industry is projected to be the next trillion-dollar industry by the year 2010, with 76 million baby boomers growing old and wanting what Gaga has, which is the secret of youth. I started Gaga, which is short for Global Awareness for Greater Achievement, to benefit the lives of millions of people by helping them to look and feel good and achieve more in their lives. We look forward to bringing this great show to your television audience. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a few scenes from some of our previous shows. Thank you very much.
How did you come up with Gaga?
Okay, Gaga.
What is it?
Everybody says, what is that? What's that mean? And Gaga represents Global Awareness for Greater Achievement. And basically what we're trying to do is teach people how to live healthier lives, body, mind, and spirit. And Dr. Lockhart here, she's been my inspiration. I graduated from Brigham Young University in '92 in physical education. She was one of my undergrad professors. And then I went to graduate school in physical education. She was one of my graduate professors, but she was like my favorite professor. So anyway, I'm excited to, a little over 10 years later, to be on a show with her. There's a well-known person, Boyd K. Packer, that said, basically the best way that you can affect people's lives for the better is to teach them correct principles. And I think a lot of times in today's world, there's so many different things going on out there. It's like everybody's, a lot of it revolves around money. They're trying to make money off certain things and a quick fix and things that don't really work long term. But I think if you teach people correct principles, basically teach them truth, and they apply that truth, that, it really will make an impact that not only works for the short term, but it works for the long term.
Now you've been active all your life, haven't you? Haven't you just loved to be active?
I have. My mom, when I was a little boy, it's like, they parents give you books and stuff. She said I'd always go to the ones about the body.
Interesting.
I think I've always been just fascinated with health and fitness and nutrition and, with being in athletics my whole life. And it's my passion. It's my love.
What I loved is when you were still in graduate school, you were seeking to be on a Major League Baseball team, and you landed on the Yankees of all the teams. Tell us about that.
Well, we got to talk about you too.
Okay.
No, I played for the Yankees. I went to spring training in 1995 with the Yankees. I started playing professionally. I was first signed in 1989. Kind of played on and off. It was tough because I felt like I had the ability to do some, great things like you did.
And it wasn't that you were 18 or 20 years old.
Yeah, I was 27 when I started. Okay. So, I played on and off from the time I was 27 to about 40. So, I don't know. It was a frustrating career, but it's like, just being there on the field where the great players had played. It was a dream for me. I just wish I could have continued that dream a little longer.
But you stay active.
I stay active. And
do you compete in bodybuilding, or you just do it yourself?
No, I don't do bodybuilding. I do powerlifting. I was top 10 in the nation a few years ago in powerlifting. But that's one of the things I want to do, is I want to try to keep my body strong. Because it's like I feel like I'm 46, and it's like I can do what I could do, more than I could do when I was 25. And it's a great feeling. It's like I feel like I'm 46 in mind, but I'm like 25 or 30 in
your
body. One of the things that Gaga has, we have a talent agency, and I first went to a fitness show and I saw Holly, and she's this amazing girl, and I'm like, would you be interested in being one of our models, one of our fitness models? And anyway, she came into the office and she brought Mike in, but before she came in, I said, so you're married? And she said, yeah. And I go, do you have like a good relationship with your spouse? Like, does he support you in your fitness? And she just went on and on about what a great relationship they have. And I just thought, these are the kind of people that I want to associate with, I've been a personal trainer for 20 plus years, and that's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever overcome are people's habits, the things that they've grown up with. And so, it's just really hard to overcome those things, that they're ingrained in them from the time they're small. And that's why I'm so pro sports and pro movement and just, getting out and moving your bodies and doing something. Welcome to Gaga for Healthy Living. We have a day of indulgence today. Are we excited or what?
Well, I want to know, what is this you have on the table?
It's part of the indulgence. Today we have chocolate, we have ice cream, we have a walking video with Mike and Holly, and we have Dr. Warren here, and we have Dr. Armstrong. There's such a need in our country for that preventative approach. You know, most of our medical system is set around the premise, once there's a problem, let's fix it,
Right.
versus let's prevent the problem from happening. And you look at the countries that are some of the healthiest countries in the world, and they're spending more of their money on the preventative side than they are on the curative side. And I think that shift needs to take place in our country, because right now, I know there's several studies out there that don't even rank us in the top 30 healthiest countries in the world. They rank us, I've seen studies as high as 46th and 37th, and it's like we are spending more money per capita than any country in the world. Yep. And I think that's the basic problem. But I think things like this will help people to take more of a preventative approach. We're back with Doug Warren. We could do a whole program about you, Doug. You're such an interesting man. You've written a book. I've read your book, and I've loved it. It's made a great impact on my life. There's a quote we were talking about that I keep thinking about, how if you're depressed, you improve something. If you are lonely, improve something. If you feel discouraged, improve something. Now, I've run with Doug, so it's like I know what he's saying here. I was just telling Dr. Lockhart before the show, it's like he took me out there and we were running 200s, and here I am, I'm in pretty good shape, and it's like people look at me and say, Tom, you're the most fit person I know for your age. And so I'm out here running, we're running 200s, and Doug's out there, and I'm like, I was fast. I was in the top 5 fastest Yankees when I was on the Yankees, but we ran 6 200s, and on the 5th one, I'm like, Doug, I need more rest than this. I can't keep up. And he went and he did the last one without me because I couldn't keep up with him. So here's a 70-year-old man that's running me into the ground. We're actually going to do a 3-part segment. This is our first part, and we will film the next part next week. So stand by if anybody out there is interested in losing weight. Do you think anybody out there is interested?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people interested in it, so hang in there.
So we'll hit segment number 3 actually next week. Welcome back to Mary's segment. Mary, you're going to do some demonstrations for us of strength, flexibility, balance, power, some of the things that you do.
Now I want to know why we're calling her Grandma.
She's the ninja grandma.
You are a grandma?
I am one. I'm a grandmother. I have a 16-year-old granddaughter.
And you were born in
1943.
So you're 62.
Almost.
Wow.
In October.
So you're not letting people get away with the things they get away with, right? You're like setting the example here of what we can do.
I'm creating a new reality of grandmother.
Tom and I were actually in the same major at BYU. We were both zoology majors. That's like, I struggled with zoology. That's a tough major. They say it's like the hardest major in the school, and you were pre-med, you actually took the MCAT to be able to be accepted into medical school, but then your football career kind of took off. So
Right. Well, when I went to the 49ers, I was drafted